Hey y'all, it's Day. So I'm wanting to do a reading. It was like real spur of the moment. I feel like doing a reading. I'm not even sure if it's just for me or it's for us, but just in case, be sure to check out the link in my bio if you want to learn more about my readings. I also have my wish list in the comment section as well. If you're wanting to contribute to my readings in any way, um, that would be great ways to do so. But yeah, so like I might get interrupted. I don't know what's going on, but I just really wanted to do a reading. So let's see. I do want to thank my angels, guides, ancestors, God source, and benevolent energies that stand in truth and love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the protection. Please continue to guide and protect us as we walk our path. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm hearing hope, and it feels a little bit more than hope. It's like being inspired, having something to look forward to with this Ace of Candles or Ace of Wands. It feels like kind of like our spiritual team wants us to get our mind in the mindset of like expecting good things, expecting a turn of events, expecting something to look forward to. It's almost like they want us to get excited about something, which is very interesting. Directly underneath that, we have the Prince of Keys, which in this deck is the Page of Swords. So we have that here. And with the Page of Swords, I'm hearing igniting, and it feels like initiating something. So it feels like, say there's something that you need to do, and your spiritual team is wanting you to take that leap or to take that initiative, is the way that this Page of Swords is coming through. Like, start the process the way that it's coming through. Like, start that website, or start looking for apps that help you build a website, or start writing your ideas down, or start something in some way. And it feels like a little step that our spiritual team is asking us to take, and it feels like in the direction of. Very interesting. Right on the side of this Ace of Wands that came out, we have the Alchemy card in reverse. Oh yeah, dang it. Okay, I want to look at this to make sure. No, I'm sure it is the Temperance card, the Alchemy, because it has Sagittarius at the top here. Sorry you can't see, but the Sagittarius sign is right there at the top. So we have that in reverse. Very interesting. And I'm hearing the word dull. It feels like we may be in a dull state right now, or maybe feeling dull, or we feel a little lackluster, a little dusty. And our spiritual team is wanting us to exercise, making an effort to kind of like shake that type of energy off, is the way that it's feeling. And this is confirmed because directly underneath this Alchemy card, which came out in reverse, representing Temperance, Sagittarius energy, we have the Strength card coming out in the resistant position here. So this is our spiritual team coming through to acknowledge that this is something that we don't feel like doing. It's giving me that energy of like not wanting to get out of bed, not wanting to. And I'm not necessarily saying that we have to get out of bed. You can be productive from your bed. I love to work from my bed personally. I do my greatest work from my bed, bruh. But it's giving this energy of like, we know that you don't want to do that. We know that you don't feel that way. But try to exercise your belief, exercise your faith in some and like expecting something. It feels like expect something. Our spiritual team wants us to get in this energy of expectancy in regards to feeling excited about something. So it feels like our spiritual team wants us to get in this energy of looking forward to something, expecting to look forward to something. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles coming out in reverse. On top of both of these cards, the Alchemy in reverse and the Strength card in the resistant position. And the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. I'm hearing downfall. Ooh, so this definitely is giving me this energy of like, I don't know if you guys ever played sports or, I mean, there's so many things that this could apply to. I'll just go with mine, for example. Um, when I was in high school, I used to run track, and so there's always this energy of like, you're trying to run as fast as you can, but there's also this energy of like, you also have to have a level of expenditure or mindfulness of how much energy you're exerting because you don't want to burn out before the race is over with. So one time I decided to run the 800, and it's like the first round I'm like going as fast because I'm trying to be ahead of everybody, right? I run the first lap, and the second lap I'm running out of gas where people start passing and passing and passing and passing me. So it's giving me this type of energy of like, you always have to have a level of reservoir, a reserve energy, just like we do on our phones. Like we can run out of juice on our phones, but we can still call 911 if there's an emergency. Same with sports. You have to like always have this reservoir, this reserve of energy. So spiritually speaking, our spiritual team is asking us to put ourselves in a mindset, if we haven't already, that there is this reservoir that we are able to pull from when we need it. So it feels like something that is approaching us, or something that's coming up, where it's like we could be like, I'm done. But our spiritual team is wanting us to like pull from that reservoir. They're definitely wanting us to know, like, if you didn't know before, like, know now you have a reservoir. You have a reservoir. And coming up shortly, we're going to ask you to tap into that. In relation to our mindset, it's mainly going to be in our mind, like regarding faith, regarding expectancy, regarding possibilities, and our personal will. So it's definitely giving me this energy of like, put in one more application, look on the site one more time. Um, it's that energy. It's like you've been trying to do something, like try one more time. It's that type of energy. And then there is this expectancy coming up again. So on the far right of the spread, this is giving me anxiety because like literally, well, it's not in chronological order, but like the last 3 or 4 readings that I've done has been like, our spiritual team is like, expect more, dream more, like believe in possibilities. And it's just like, sir. And even me like being compelled to say sir, like that's so annoying. I'm like, sir, do you see the state of the economy right now? Like literally everybody that I know is like scraping for change right now. Literally. Like I love this community that I'm in right now because like everybody is borrowing money from each other. Like, do you have $5? Like, do you have $5? Like everybody is like young and old, I swear to God. Um so on the far right of the spread we have the 10 of We have the Ten of Wands in reverse. Definitely, definitely, definitely heavy energy. It's significant because the Ten of Wands in the traditional tarot is the guy that's carrying the sticks on his back. He's like going up a slight hill, and it's just like that feeling of being burdened. And I'm also getting this collective conscious energy of like everybody's burdened, everybody. And something about, okay, like when I was in school, let me know if y'all used to use this too, but it was true. Like, um, you know how like when everybody gets in trouble in school, or like the teacher sends home, like makes everybody write lines, or like you get a bad grade, and like I don't know, for me, I tell my parents like literally everybody failed though. Like everybody failed. Like even the A student got like a C, like that type of shit. And they're like, oh, okay, well like that will kind of like lighten the load as long as it's everybody. You know how adults are always like, well, if everybody jumps off the bridge, are you gonna do it too? Oh, but anyways, um, but it's something about like everybody's struggling, everybody's feeling burdened, everybody's feeling the energy, and our spiritual team is wanting us to like realize the unity, the unison in this struggle that also empowers us because we're all going through it. That shit is powerful. So even in the midst of all of this, I know it's annoying, but it feels like everything is gonna be okay type of energy. Like, just keep moving, taking it one day at a time. For some of us, we're having to take it one moment at a time. We talked about in one of the previous to this readings, knowing what's in our control and what's not. Getting creative is going to be very important right now. Some of y'all are already doing it, being creative, getting creative, imagining. But with this Ace of Wands being the first card coming out, is definitely related to creativity, being creative, communicating with your community if you can. I love this place. Angels, guides, ancestors, God, source, and benevolent energies, and truth and love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the guidance. What else do we need to know? What else do we need to be aware of? So, we have the Devil card falling out on top of this Alchemy card, which came out in reverse. Finding that very interesting right now. Alchemy, the Alchemy card we talked about. Oh, I'm hearing the word trust. Trust. It's like everything is moving around us, everything is boiling, things are getting destructed in the process, titles are falling away, um, ways of commuting are falling away. And when I say commuting, I mean figuratively as well as physically or literally. So like the way we move is changing. The things that we know them to be is changing. Titles are changing. Things are shifting. Alchemy. A part of the alchemy process is like things things change, things shift, things are reborn, and things are destructed. And knowing that we're in the middle of that, allowing that destruction, that natural occurrence to happen, and to continue to know that even in that, um, like we all have this like inherent like essence, or we have like, it's kind of like our spiritual team is wanting us to realize like, what are we left with? I lost my job, what am I left with? I don't have this title anymore, what am I left with? I'm not married anymore, what am I left with? I don't have the income that I used to have anymore, what am I left with? I don't have the connections that I used to have anymore, what am I left with? I'm not the person that I used to be anymore. What am I left with? And knowing that that's enough, knowing that that is like intrinsic, it's kind of like I'm getting like this beaming energy. So I'm getting like something having a form, and then whatever that thing thought it was, like melting away. So we can imagine like a candlestick, and it melts. And it's like, what are we left with? And whatever is left, I'm getting an image of like it being beaming, like it's shining. And it's the way that it's coming through. It's like our spiritual team is like, this is what we want you to see. This is what we're looking for. So we're all going to be, and it is continuously being challenged to realize what we are, realize our purpose. And it's unfortunate, I guess we could look at a perspective that maybe all of this stuff has to happen in order for us to know that, to be that, to see that, to realize that. But it is what it is. I don't think that there's any really shame in it. So I can't really say that. I don't think there's any shame in it. But we're constantly like having to adapt. But ultimately, I feel like our spiritual team is wanting us to realize our value, or realize the value in who we are, what we're doing, and the way that we're doing it. Yeah, so the devil card falling on top of the alchemy card. I'm hearing the word destruction. So it's kind of like these are things that we don't necessarily want to fall away. That's the good thing about my lighting not being good right now. That with these cards, like the light illuminates so you can still see. But it's like the things that are falling away, we don't want them to fall away. We're not really feeling that type of energy. Like this is not like the type of energy that I'm getting is like a conversation that I've had with my spiritual team before. Like I was really mad at them, and I was like, this is not, no. Because like they were telling me something. They were telling me something to this effect, like it's gonna be okay, or like it was something light, and I was just like, no, it's not. Are you here? Like, but are you here though? Like, I was not having it for real though. I told them I'm not satisfied. I'm not happy. I feel like you're like, I don't understand what the whole point of this is. Like, that type of energy. So that's the type of energy that's coming up. Like I see somebody, oh my gosh, that is, I don't even want to say that. Okay, so I'm seeing someone like, I'm gonna give an example that's the same but different. It's giving me energy of like someone not being able to finish their last year of high school on the cheer team. Like, what? I've literally been doing this the last 3 years. This is who I am. I was supposed to be that. Like, I've envisioned it. Like, this has been, this is me. It's stuff that's falling away, and I'm hearing titles. Titles are falling away. So I do want to encourage you that if a title of yours or something, like we said, a way of transportation, and I don't mean just a car, a car is included, but transformation, the way we go about doing things. I've been, oh yeah, I do this over here. I'm getting somebody, they work at a bar. I'm gonna work this table, I'm gonna work that table, I do this, I do that. Things are looking slim. Things are looking slim right now. Your spiritual team is asking you to move in a different way. Yeah, it's like, oh, I go to this table and I do this, and then I go over here and do this. I use this app and I do this, and then I do that, and then I go over here to this person. That stuff is going away. So we're getting it's like it's coming. It hasn't come just yet, what we're talking about, but our spiritual team is like, if you are experiencing that, like to kind of like think now about who you are, who you want to be, that type of stuff, like so that you can navigate this more easily. Your spiritual team doesn't want you to be in shock. They don't want you to be in shock, but it's definitely an adjustment. Yeah, so something that we tied ourselves to, like, I have esteem. It's tied to our esteem with this devil card. I have esteem because of this. So all of us are gonna kind of be like, we're gonna have like I would say our esteem is gonna be challenged. Our esteem is gonna be challenged. I hope that y'all were able to hear me because my mic wasn't on my mouth the way it should be. Our esteem is gonna be challenged. Do you still feel confident? Do you still feel beautiful? Do you still feel worthy? Do you still feel, I don't know, do you still feel, or can you find a new way to embody that, or can you carry the weight on your own? Because it's like, I'm hearing the word stifled. Someone may be feeling stifled. We can get into that energy. Directly underneath the strength card, we have the the 10 of swords. That's depicted by the 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 guy who has 10 swords in his back and he's washed up on the beach. That card also came up in a recent reading that I did. And I went into more detail about it, but it's like this, I'm hearing the word transformation. There's some aspects in our life that we feel like I could just die. But it's like it's all superficial. You're not actually gonna die. You're gonna be okay if you allow yourself to be. You can continue flourishing if you allow yourself to. And now I'm also getting this energy of like, so I was seeing an image of a butterfly and it's like flying. And this is like, it feels like, when I'm saying this, it feels like it's a bad example, but it's not. I'm gonna trust the message. But it's kind of like a butterfly losing its wings, but it can still fly though. What? So it is reminding me of like the death process, or like someone dying and then realizing that they still have consciousness and being like, what the hell? Like, I thought I was dead. So like consciousness does exist past the physical body, and it's just as simple as that. But I'm just getting this imagery of like someone losing something and they think that that was the source of their mobility, but it wasn't. That's what it is. So you lose your car and you think, I can't get around. But trusting, exercising our faith in divine, that things are always alchemizing and working out. Like, you can get around, but it's going to look different. You might have to communicate with people that you might not have communicated with before. You might have to, hitch a ride. You might have to work from home. That might spark you to change your career because you can't get around the way you used to. Like, that's just an example. It doesn't have to be that, but it's giving this energy of like the source of what you thought gave you wings, or gave you mobility, or gave you esteem, or gave you something to stand on, gave you confidence. The confidence to speak the way that you speak is being taken away. And your spiritual team wants you to realize that there's like another, I don't want to say another set of wings that you didn't know about, but it does kind of feel like that. It's just like having another tool in the arsenal. Wasn't it like Inspector Gadget? Like, didn't he have like this thing that came up and it was like, and he would like move around or fly or something like that? It's kind of like, okay, I need to find another way to move around. But yeah, there's something like a skill, a talent, an ability, or just like you have an ability to do something that you didn't know that you would be able to do without this thing. Yep. We have the high priestess energy, so our spiritual team is definitely encouraging us to like know that we are powerful, to know that we are equipped, that to know that we are discerning. Everything that we need, we have everything that we need. Everything that we have right now is everything that we need to get to the next level. Everything that we have right now is everything that we need to get to the next level. That is going to be a very important statement to kind of like, or of course in your own words, like get you to a state where you can believe that, exercise that, implement that, trusting that everything that you have right now is everything that you need to get you to the next level. Being resourceful. And I'm hearing the word encouragement. So like this next chapter or whatever is going to be happening, our spiritual team is definitely wanting us to get in tune with our spiritual mind, or our discernment. They want us to exercise our knowing. They want us to also like take note of the atmosphere. Take note, like they want us to like feel externally with our body, like the energies, like how does today feel? Like just being like aware. It's like separating our wants and our desires from what's actually going on. So one of the examples that I always use, because this is something that I've noticed for me. You guys let me know what you notice for you. So there's been situations where, like, let's say there's this party that I've been anticipating on going to for the last 2 weeks. Like, everybody's talking about this party. I want to go to this party. I have been picking out my outfit, or I had an idea of what I was going to wear to this party. Or, I'm going to look for a car on this day. I've been planning to look for a car. I'm supposed to be finding a car. I'm going to be finding a car this Saturday. And then the day comes. It's raining outside. The weather, it doesn't have to be raining. The weather is like not really giving that day. Somebody's asking you to do something, or there's something that came up that you need to do. Your energy is just kind of like, and it's just like this party. I've been planning for this party this whole day. Okay, I need to go to this place because I gotta go pick up the cake. I gotta do this, and it's just like problem after problem, setback after setback. It's like that type of energy, and our spiritual team is saying like acknowledge these setbacks, acknowledge these hurdles, these hindrances, this energy, these things that keep manifesting, that's saying to slow down. So ultimately our spiritual team is wanting us to decide, I know I've been wanting to go to this party for a while, but I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not in that mood today, and that's okay. So yeah, it's giving that type of energy. It's like with the devil card coming out, and the alchemy card is kind of like your spiritual team is wanting us to use our discernment and acknowledge if things are not moving. I mean, they want us to acknowledge if things don't feel right. And they want us to have the authority and they want to feel like they can trust us, that we can utilize our discernment regarding these scenarios and situations. Like, can we trust you to like realize or to make the right decision regarding? So to be clear, this is not going to be a situation where it's like, should I go, should I not go? It's not going to be like you don't know. It's like you know but it's like that other part of you that like, but I really want to go drink. And not that drinking is a bad thing. It's just like, but I really want to do this, like guilty pleasures. It's like, I'm getting also this energy of like, you're supposed to be saving, but I'm going to go ahead and get it. I'm going to go ahead and get it. I'm going to go ahead and get it. And then you get it, and it's like not all that you thought it was type of energy. And it's kind of like, dang, I could have saved myself, not the headache, but I could have saved myself that money so I didn't have to stress about this later. So it's definitely this delayed gratification. Look into delayed gratification. Foregoing what you want now for something that is going to benefit you later type of energy. But yeah, our spiritual team wants to feel like they can trust us to discern about what we're doing, and we can do that by grounding, acknowledging our energy body, being in tune with ourselves, and being observant of the energy and taking note of, what's going on around us. So yeah, thank you, baby. So yeah, then we have the Princess of Elixirs, which is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups. Yeah, these are our wants. This is something that we want. Like I really want to do this discernment. So yeah, I want you to see these cards. This is the Knight of Cups. These are our desires, our wants, kind of like, it's giving me more pleasures, our pleasures. So now I'm also getting like, say like you want a committed relationship, maybe deep down, or maybe not even that deep down, but the relationship that you're engaging in right now, it's kind of off and on, or they're really inconsistent, or you can acknowledge that like that they don't want a commitment, but you still like something about the relationship, and y'all are sexual. And it's like, even though you feel like you have this inkling that this person doesn't really value you or respect you or appreciate you, but it's like, but I really want to fuck right now though. Like shit, fuck my feelings right now. I really just want a nightcap. It's like, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. You're telling yourself that it's not that deep, but it's like, in a way you pay for it later through your emotions and maybe how they treat you later, or the inconsistencies come back up again, and it's like a cycle. So yeah, guilty pleasures that we want to engage in. Our spiritual team is encouraging us to continue to use our discernment. Something about losing this connection or this title kind of feels like, well, if I don't have them, then I don't have anything else, and I'd rather not be by myself right now. And it's a death, but it's like a spiritual death. It's like a title death. It's, our spiritual team is saying, it's a lot more superficial than you realize. But a lot of times when these things manifest for us, like we were talking about earlier, titles, activities that we partake in that we tie to our identity, relationship statuses, a job, a car that we need for transportation. A lot of times our spiritual team is like, it's really not as deep as you think it is. And we're like, sir, like, how not? How not? Like, how not? How is it not deep, as deep as I think it is? But yeah, that's the message. Okay, so on the far right of this spread, directly underneath this Ten of Wands, where our spiritual team is saying like, there's this burden energy, there's this heavy responsibility, or like lack energy in the collective, but that is also what makes us powerful, that everyone is experiencing it at the same time, so we can actually work together to like survive this time. Directly underneath that, we have three cards. We have the Six of Cups, exchanges in the neighborhood, exchanges in your community, exchanges in your family. So it's definitely giving this energy of like, those families that like they'll all live together so that they can build and they can eventually be independent, or just so they can have a better quality of life in general. Is giving that type of energy, community energy. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is representing us all working on our craft, or like this weird little thing that you've been doing on the side, or this weird little talent that you have. Dang, I'm getting a call. Okay. I'll have to end it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed the message. Check out the link in my comments.